everybody, welcome back to another one of my videos. Hope you're doing fantastic. I am super excited about this video. Oh my gosh, I've been looking for a PvP build for Frostagon. You all know how much I love Frostagon. Well, for the people that might not know, is if this year has been amazing. I've gotten so many things that have happened as far as my characters, and I went full on DK, like starting in February, and I love my DK, and I got my Godslayer on my DK, and I got, was it from Kind's Aegis and stuff. I got my totems out of there and stuff with my Dawnbringer. I had so much fun this year with my DK. And then update 36 happens. And I'm like, what's this to Froststaffs? What's happening here? And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the perfect excuse to get Frostagon back up and going. And that's what I did. If you want to see the PvE version of Frostagon, go check out that video. Absolutely wonderful. One bar build. Basically trying to make builds that you don't have to swap. Very easy for people to do. Still light attacks. So it's not all the crazy heavy attacks that are going around, which I love in there. But I'm still a kind of a light attack person, but kind of like maybe for a term casual light attacks and stuff, because there's a lot of stuff that just does the work for you. So check out that video, especially having the bear around. I always let Barry do a lot of the heavy lifting. So a lot of fun. And I'm like, you know what? I want to get a PvP build up for as well, just so that people feel comfortable in there. And here's where Ness ESO comes in. I'm going to, if you look down below, I've got links to their Twitch page on there. Please go over there, give them a follow, hang out in there if you want to learn a lot about PvP. And Ness is always so nice, always been so kind to me. And I'm not a pro, PvP, but over the years I do pretty good, but I've kind of always accepted, that I'm kind of more of a dad build ESO, ESO PvPer. I try real hard, I die a lot. But I'd like to be able to put up a little bit of a fight. I like to be able to not get instantly one shot. I like to be able to, hey, if there's a one-on-one fight, and I could go toe-to-toe for a little bit and maybe win a few of those, And so I was hanging out in Ness ESO stream a little while ago, and I'm like, Ness, I got a puzzle for you. And I described my PV build, my Frostagon build. And I sent like the CMX, the combat metrics, and what I was wearing and what I was doing. And he's like, well, basically I said a puzzle. This is what I got. Is there a way to be a one bar build, with this update, And he's like, well, 2 bars, very, very strong right now for the Wardens. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but I want to kind of keep it with a 1 bar build. I want to make it accessible to people so that they're, they don't have to work too hard, to get the gear, to be able to, to perform really well. And I was like, could you help me out with this? And so a lot of credit, I want to say this up front, a lot of credit, all the ideas of a lot of this stuff came from Ness and some people in his chat when we were trying to put this together. Because like I said, I give people kind of boundaries. I'm like, this is what I'm looking for and stuff like that. What are your ideas with that? So I might be the idea man, but the nuts and bolts of it was definitely Ness coming up with some great stuff in here. So shout out to him. I really appreciate it, because came out with something really good. If you saw, I also posted I got so excited, I posted a Battlegrounds video where I did some one-on-one and some 1v2 stuff, and I did really good, and so I was really excited about it. So I said, I got to make an actual build video for people who want to build, who want to find out about the nuts and bolts of it. So here's what we got. All right. So, the gear. Got a monster set, Nanatok. Non-attack is probably the hardest thing for you to get. It does take that you go into PvP in this Imperial City and go get key fragments and stuff and get them and cache them in and try to get that. Or you could actually go around and find non-attack in one of the areas and hopefully that you get a drop from that. The other thing is that you have to go into the sewers and for the shoulders, and there's a vendor there where you have to trade in your Telvar to get it. It's a little bit expensive to do that, but with some of the PvP events that we have going on and stuff like that, you can make a lot of Telvar pretty quickly. And if you get a group of people to kind of help you with different things, you could actually get some key fragments, from some of the different dungeons that are out there as well. So it's not impossible. And like I said, that's probably the hardest thing to get for the build. But one of the nice things, though, is that you could also use Ice Heart with it. Ice Heart works very well with it, but non-attack is fantastic with it. All right. So we pair that up with Ice Furnace. Now, I didn't even think about this one. All right, and Ice Furnace is really great because look at the 5 items one. When you deal frost damage, you'll deal an additional 1205 flame damage to all enemies within 8 meters initial target. The effect can occur once every 1 second and scale off of the higher of your weapon and spell damage. So really good one, and still fits, our theme. That was the other thing that I asked Ness about. I was just like, can we keep it within, a theme for that? He's like, okay, Ice Furnace working really well right now and stuff. I'm like, oh, great. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And I'll go over which items I have like reinforced and which one impenetrable in a second. But yeah, so we've got non-attack, we have Ice Furnace, we have, of course, the Oakensoul ring. All right, that's going to break up a 5th set. So what can we put in for the other items? It's like, well, just get the trainee. Trainee is such a great one because you will at just 2 items you will get an increase to your health and an increase to your magicka, which we are on the magicka side of things, and so it works out really, really well. Then the staff. The staff, we've got the Master's Perfected Ice Staff. Now, this comes out of Dragon Star Arena. Right? Another one, a little bit tougher to get in here, but you don't have to have the Perfected to be able to get the buff. You can actually go and get it on normal, which is not that tricky. You just need a little good RNG. So if you go in with a group of people, and if one of them drops in, they're able to get it for you. Hey, that works out tremendously. And the great thing about this is that it pairs with a skill that we want to use. And if you look down, is it reduces the cost of destructive touch by 10% and increases your weapon and spell damage by 600 for 4 seconds after activating it. The great thing about this is that destructive touch is going to be our spammable. All right, so we're going to have this up all the time. It's going to be amazing. All right, so non-attack, Ice Furnace, getting the Oakensoul ring, all right, our Oakensoul ring, getting a couple of pieces of trainee, all right, and then our ice staff, our Master's ice staff in there. All right, so that's what we got. Let's then look over. We're going to have all 64 into magicka. All right, that's going to do our trick for that. We are going to see all the nice little buffs from our Oakensoul ring. We are going to use the Atronach for our Mundus. So that's a little different thing. Basically, we want stuff that's going to give us recovery. Because a lot of our stuff, there's nothing worse than going into PvP and being out of resources. Anything that we can use for that works really well. All right. And that also brings us to, all right, what we're using for food. We are using the Jewels of Misrule. All right. That comes out of our Jester's Festival, which is really cool. Increased stamina and magicka recovery by 357 and health. So that gives us a big boost to our health. So we're a little bit tankier. it gives us some of our recovery. So stamina is always good for recovery so that we can run around longer, dodge roll and block things. And then magicka recovery, we want that as well because we're going to be using our magicka. All right. I am using restoration potions and stuff. We get so many of them with our monthly, our daily rewards and stuff. And so they're really, really good. Restore health, magicka, and stamina, and grants all these fun little benefits. Fortitude, intellect, endurance, all this stuff, magicka recovery, stamina recovery. And there, it's just absolutely wonderful. So a great recovery potion. Great healing, all that stuff. All right. Oh, one of the things, because I was thinking about being a little tankier, one of the things that you want when you're talking about PvP is that you want to be a little tanky, all right, and you want to be a little healy in there. A lot of people were thinking, oh, I got to go and do a whole lot of DPS in there to be able to take out people. So like, no. I mean, if you're really good and you're a pro like Ness or something like that, you could gear yourself and make a build like that, and he knows how to survive really, really well. But for us that are, not so much pro, we want something that's a little tankier, a little bit more survivable, a little bit, like I said, on the Healy side as well. I always say with people when you have a 2-bar setup that you want to make sure that your back bar is a resto staff. You want healing and you want your escapism. You want to be able to stand in a shield or something like that. That's always should be your back bar. Your front bar then can be for any kind of DPS stuff. Right? But for us, because it's 1 bar, we don't have that. So one of the things that we're kind of building into this is that if you look, Ice Furnace, and why I like it so much, it's a heavy set build. All right? It's heavy. So we're going to get all these kind of bonuses to heavy armor. All right? And our non-attack to give us a little bit into the medium armor thing. We went both of them with medium armor. So we get 2 pieces of medium armor, 5 pieces of heavy in there, and then the rest of our stuff. All right? So that brings us to, let's go over to the skills. Skills in here, we need an escape. Bird of Prey, really good. Gives us 2 things. That when you activate it, all right, gives us a little bit of speed. We move around quicker. Gain immunity to snares and immobilizations for 4 seconds, so that if we're snared or we're stunned, get out of it really quick. Love it. And then when we're slotting it, increases your damage done by 5%. Love that. All right, love it. There's our Frost Clench. This is the one coming out of, a lot of people might not know. It actually, and the Bird of Prey, just if you don't know, comes out, right on the screen, right there. Bird of Prey comes out of the Animal Companions. All right. The destructive, the Frost Clench comes out of the Destruction Staff in there. Now, one of the things with this is that this is used a lot if you want to be a Frost tank or something like that, and you want to go with a staff, because the Frost Clench deals damage, increased range, also applies major aim, it mobilizes and taunts the enemy. All right, so it taunts the enemy on here, which in PvP that doesn't matter to us. All right, so we can have it here because we want all those other benefits in there, the major aim, the immobilize, and all that stuff. So we want that in there. So that's why we picked that one for PvP. If you tried to use this, which I did by accident because I set it up wrong when I did a trial, I couldn't use this skill until we got out of the trial because I had that by accident. So you got to be careful with what you put on your bar. All right, then, some heals. Oh my gosh, we need some heals. Leeching Vines is absolutely fantastic. So it grows these vines around you. They heal you, or they heal a target, a friendo of yours in there. But the great thing is that the vines apply major lifesteal to enemies that damage the target for 10 seconds. So if whoever has the vines on there, whenever they get damage, it heals us. That's absolutely fantastic. 7 and your ally, 720 for health every 1 second. Oh, it's so great. All right, so we got a nice this great heal ability that you just keep on all the time. Our heavy hitter that we line up, Deep Fisher. We've seen that before in our PvE setup. Does a ton of damage. It's got the major minor breach, reducing physical and spell resistance. So it does a big hit, and it does an attack after 3 seconds, and then 6 seconds later. So yeah, so that's our heavy hitter if we can line it up and get it to go. The other one that actually does a lot of damage and a lot of healing are Arctic Blasts. All right, instantly healing us for, look at that, and for what I have on, I don't have my pots on or anything like that. 11,000 damage, 11,000 health. That's fantastic. And the winds persist for 20 seconds. So you can just keep it on forever. You know, if your healing is okay and stuff like that, you're just going to be doing a whole lot of damage, stunning people. I love running through like a battlegrounds or PvP area, and I just have this on, and then I look over and someone's been frosted. Yeah. I like to yell out, "Ice is nice. How's it feel to be frozen?" It's a line from Real Genius back in the day, an old movie with Val Kilmer in it and stuff. And so you might see it in one of my videos or stuff. But I love it. So they get chilled, they get immobilized, everything. It's so much fun. You really can kind of control people with this build. And then finally for the last one we use are Northern Storm. All right, we use our Northern Storm for our ultimate that comes right out of our Winter's Embrace in there. You have a Violet Storm around you, dealing 4152 frost damage every 1 second for 8 seconds to enemies around you, reducing their movement speed by 40%, increasing your weapon and damage by 300 for 30 seconds. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. And your nearby allies gain major protection, reducing the damage taken. So it's a great one for when you're in a group of people. It helps out you, helps out your allies. Really, really nice. So again, the Northern Storm and the Arctic Blast comes out of the Winter's Embrace. You've got Deep Fissure that's coming out of the Animal Companions, along with Bird of Prey. You then have your Green Balance with the Leeching Vines, and then your Frost Clench is going to come out of your Destructive Staff. So for your passives, you grab all of them. Grab all the passives and all the class stuffs. Grab them all, grab them all, grab them all. Destructive Staff, grab them all. Armor, all of the medium, and all of the heavy, which usually we you do like just the light stuff. But no, I'm grabbing all of those. Let's see, anything. That's just for those things. Nothing the Mage's Guild, nothing Sigic. Undaunted, throw a few points in the Undaunted stuff because you get a little bit of buffs within, for your Undaunted Metal and your Undaunted Command. You get a little stuff. And I should go with the armor stuff. I won't go through all of these, but some nice little bonuses, especially in the medium. You can go through all those or pause the video as I kind of go through these in here. We get some really nice bonuses, make ourselves a little bit tankier, a little bit more mobile. Really great. And then, of course, all the racial. Grab them all. I grab all of the stuff for the Assault Tree and don't need anything for the support. Increase healing done when you're keep. I get both of those last two in there. So all of those you want to grab. All right. So we have done boom. We have done this. All right. We've gone through all of that stuff. We've gone through our food. We've gone through that. Let's check out our CP. CP is going to be a little bit different. Green Tree is fine. It's that doesn't change. It's mostly your blue in here. Pick up all the passes, but you're going to go with Wrathful Strikes, Ironclad, Focus Mending, and Master of Arms. Then, for our fitness, we are going to go with Celerity, help us run faster, Survival Instincts, Pain's Refuge. Anytime I think of Pain's Refuge, I always think of our sure your friend Pain the Axe. And there's just like Pain's Refuge. And then Sustained by Suffering. Sustained by Suffering in there. All right. So those are all the ones that we are taking in there. Wonderful. All right. Great graphics on all of these too, which make it a lot of fun. You get our wings, of course. You get our wrapping and our vines. The vines look really cool. We have, of course, our shocks that pop out of the ground. So you watch out for that. We've got our healing, which lasts for a very long time. And then we've got our big one right here, which is a huge AoE. And so people try to get out of that as much as they can, but, you know, people get in on it. All right, let me do a little bit of damage here. All right, because I want to show you the CMX. I like showing the CMX because it's kind of a one-shot picture. A lot of people look at the combat metrics. That's what the CMX stands for. And you've got, you see how much overall damage you have, there. But the picture that I like is this little info thing right here, because this is the thing that you can kind of take with you. You can kind of snapshot this or whatever. It shows everything that I've been talking about. Over here, it shows you all of the skills that I'm using on the bar. Down here, it shows you what I'm using. All right. It shows you what I have for all my traits. All right. So you can see I've got my infused, I've got my impenetrables, I've got my reinforce. All right. And then it shows what enchants I have. Boom, boom, boom. So it's a great snapshot. And again, over here, it shows you all the CP, what I have for my points in there. So it's a great, it's not only a wonderful thing to know how to read, and I've got a video that you can look up that shows you how to read all of this. But if someone needs to show you what they're wearing and all the gear and all the setup, it's such a great way to be able to show someone in there. So yeah, so take a peek at that. That's what we've got going on. So yeah, and that's it. Oh my God, so much fun. I thank Ness ESO again for all of their help with this. I'm really enjoying it. It's been so much fun. Actually, I just kind of paused with one more thing. With the ice staff, if people are wondering why is so sudden an ice staff in here, if people don't know, in just the Warden's got a little cool extra buff now that increase your damage done by 2%, which gets increased to 12% when wielding an ice staff. That's all your damage. So if you're wielding an ice staff, you are now 12% doing more damage. So that's why we've got that there. So yeah. So a little aside with that. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you Ness ESO for helping me with this build. I'm loving it. I'm having the best time with it. And having it as a one-bar build for us that are not so pro, it relaxes PvP a little bit because you don't have to worry as much stuff. You don't have to worry about being on the wrong bar or, having, 8 skills and 2 ultimates, to worry about, within this. Basically it's really basic and everything, put on my speed if I get in trouble. I'm doing my light attack with I put on my vines and, it gives me my life steal, and I'll throw down one of these and stuff in there, and then I'll heal myself. So, and it's a lot of, close combat. So you can just get into the mix of things and survive. And like I said, is it the perfect build? No. A 2-bar Warden build is going to dish out a lot more and be able to take a lot more. But this is something that's, hey, I feel like I want to just be able to survive a little bit more, not feel so squishy one shot, and be able to have, some more fun in the PvP and in our battlegrounds. And I know a lot of us would like to have that. So yeah, so that was my goal with this. So I hope you enjoy it. If you've got any questions about this, please put it in the comments below. We did get over 1,000 subscriptions on YouTube. Thank you so much, everybody, for that. And now we're on that trail to partner by just getting our hours in. So please watch, please comment, please subscribe, hit the bell, ding the stuff, do all the stuff. And enjoy all the videos that I put out on this channel because I enjoy making them, and I like helping people out this way because it also helps me, think through new builds and stuff. And I'm really liking my Frostagon. So now We've got a Frostagon PvE build. We've got a Frostagon PvP build. And I'm so excited because Frostagon's been kind of my pet build for a while. You know, not meaning that we have pets, but it's one of my favorite. You know what I'm talking about. All right, everybody. Have a great one. Get in there. Get into some PvP. Mix it up. You're going to do great. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye.